My grandmother always said that I should be a doctor. She really encouraged me to go in that direction. I had great respect for my grandmother. She was a teacher by training, and then had her children and stopped teaching when she was, I guess, 20 years old to raise her family. And then at the age of 55, she went back to teaching again after she raised her family. When I was in first grade, I was really impressed when Mrs. Harvey, my first grade teacher, brought in an actual beehive for us to observe. And it fascinated me, and ever since I was 6 years old, I wanted to have my own bees in my own apiary. In the 1980s, I attempted to do that, and I went to a local beekeepers meeting, and all the beekeepers were very excited that I was there and were interested in helping me. But at the time, you really had to be a real carpenter to be a beekeeper, to build boxes exactly the right size and such, and I just didn't have that skill. So more recently, I looked into beekeeping again, and I found that the boxes were actually pre-cut so that you could put together the boxes yourself, but you wouldn't have to cut the wood, and so that made it much more accessible to me. And I only build my own bee boxes. I don't buy them already made. My dad was a brilliant agricultural economist, and he got an amazing offer to live in Sri Lanka. Of course, my mom and I went to live with him there. It was an amazing experience. We came back to the United States when I was in high school, but then I left to go. I didn't finish high school. I went instead to travel the world, travel Europe and Africa. But eventually I did come back to the United States to go to college, because I believed that it was really important to get a good education. At the time, I was really interested in nutrition, and so I got a degree in nutrition. So after receiving my bachelor's degree in nutrition, I was a full-time mom, and looking back, that was the best decision I ever made. It was the best decision to wait for 16 years, and then another great decision was to enter medical school at that time. Ultimately, 16 full years after receiving my bachelor's degree, I went into medical school. I was the oldest med student in my class. I was 39 when I started, and then I finished my internal medicine residency at the age of 46. As an internal medicine doctor, I look for the cause of the problem, and then I work on the cure of the problem, and it's really rewarding. Every day is so different. Every patient is so different. Every day is amazing. After working in the hospital for several years, I decided to revisit my interest of bees. And so I built an apiary. This is my beehive. Yeah, this is capped honey. So I could harvest this part that's capped, but it's not quite right this frame because there's still some nectar that is uncapped down here. So I'll have to wait a little while before I can harvest this honey. The bees take the nectar from the flowers and put it in each cell, and then they inject some enzymes into it to turn the nectar into honey. Then they fan this solution with their wings, and it turns into honey. We may see the queen. Started Dr. Debbie Honey, which I give away. I don't sell.